All right, this is the time where we say we remember where we were, okay? We are the OGs, the origin OGs. Dan, I was telling people we're learning how to say the word, how to spell the word. We're learning all the things. So open up your chat room, everyone, because I want us to get to know each other here. How tonight is going to go is I want to share a little bit about what I've learned about how to think about origin. So one of the greatest leadership lessons that I believe is true is leaders don't teach you what to say, they teach you how to think. And I want to really help share with you how to think about what we're doing here. And I think by the end of today, you're going to realize you know what to do here, that you know more than you know. And I really want this to be an empowered conversation. So I'm going to go over some things, and then I want to open it up to our owner, Dan. And then we're going to open it up to questions and answers. And you can also hear from our incredible leaders. And before I begin, I want to say thank you to Tanya for introducing this company to me, for Demetrius and Michelle and Laura for being my upline and leaders here, and for Dan for coming on. I have had so much fun here in the last 7 days. Okay, so I want you to open up your chat, and I want you to, first of all, celebrate yourself because you are trailblazers, you are edge walkers, you are visionaries, and you are the ones that are going first. And that's really, really, really exciting. And so I want you to put in the chat room, please, why are you here? Like, just let's just share. Let's get to know each other. So I'm here because I was on the shots for a year. They changed my life. I lost 27 pounds of menopause weight that took my body hostage. I didn't have the drops. Now I've got the drops. I know that GLPs work, and I am here, and I'm so excited because I know people want this. And that's one of the reasons why I'm here. So why are you all here? Bree, you're here. You love peptides. Julie, here to help others. Why are you here? Let's celebrate ourselves. I am here to help others. I want you to just to really anchor in. Maybe you're like, I have no idea why I'm here. Dr. Aaron was excited and I don't know. Improve people's health, maintain my 115-pound weight loss. I've done the GLP research. I know how beneficial they can be. I love peptides and helping others want to learn more. I'm here because I tried the shots 3 times, but horrible side effects, and I need something that shuts off that food noise. Garth, excited about the science. I'm reading this for people on the replay, by the way, everyone. Help myself and others. Beautiful. So, there is a reason you're here, and I want you just to be excited about that because you're going to be sharing this. You share why you're here with people, right? You're here because your intuition was speaking to you with drops on the way. Josephine is over in, oh no, no, Jan's over in Italy. I want to help others also. Learning about natural solutions. Yes. Want to help others. The science so cool to help a family member. Awesome. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Okay. I know so many people are like, just, I want to know what the secret is. What are you saying? What are you doing? But I want you to think about and pause for a moment. I want you to realize that you know what this is. This is not rocket science. You know what this is. Can you just describe what this is in 10 words or less? Or, just about. The point is, how would you describe this to people? Put this in the chat. I want to hear because I want you to realize you know what this is. You do not need to learn anything here about this. You know what this is. You know as much as I know. You know. What do you know? What is this? What is this thing that you've discovered? Debbie says she's looking for a fabulous weight loss product for myself and to share, and Kristen wants to help others get and stay healthy. All right, everyone, share in the chat. How would you describe this? Hey, I found something. Ooh, I found a natural way to support your body, and there's an opportunity with it. I found a pain-free way to drop the pounds. I just heard about this a couple hours ago. I'm so excited to learn. You literally could say that. I have found an oral peptide that helps with energy and food noise. It's a natural way to get healthy, lose weight, and you can share it with others. I just learned about a once in a lifetime business opportunity. I learned it's a natural form of what every third commercial talks about. I found a way your body can naturally make GLP, and we oftentimes need to support our own production. Okay, okay. Act like you're a second grader, everybody. What the heck is this? How about something like, I found something that works just like the shots, but it's not, there's no needles and it's natural. I found something that works just like the shots, but no needles and it's natural. Yes, Laura. I just found something to cut out food noise. We just made a reel about that. Got food noise? Message me. Very simple. Say sublingual. Absolutely, Michelle. Say sublingual GLPs because when they go through the gut, it doesn't work. So look at the GI tract kills them. I found a way to get a natural GLP that actually works without the shots. And no, they're not going through your digestion system. They're sublingual. You put them on your tongue or under your tongue. I found an organic GLP. What if you said that? That's so easy. I found an organic natural GLP. It's 4 ingredients and it's got okay, this is the one you all need to write down. I found something that works just as well as the shots with no negative side effects. You guys make this so simple. You do not need any fancy words. I found natural drops, not synthetic shots. Ooh, that rhymes. Garth, it's almost like you sleep with your business coach. Oh my God. Okay. I don't know if any of you have gone looking in the back office, but there's a shirt that says needles suck. I mean, you guys, this is so everyone knows about the GLP shots. Shots, needles suck. Use drops. Like you know what this is. I just really wanted to empower you. You know what this is. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Does anyone know the 4 ingredients that are in these drops that haven't been here for a while? Does anyone know? Let's just share them. What are the 4 natural organic ingredients? Because you just got to memorize these 4 simple ingredients. Yes, ginger. That's one of them. We've got ginger. We've got salmon. Yes, the GLPs come from the salmon. No, we're not eating fish. No, it doesn't taste like fish. Somehow the GLPs were found in the salmon, and Dan will probably tell us why. It's probably AI or something. So we've got the GLPs from salmon in Norway, ginger, lemon, and we've got deionized water. We got lemon, ginger, water, and GLPs from salmon. That's it. Just now you know. Now you know everything you need to know about this product. Everyone type in easy. Easy. Let me know if you're willing for this to be easy. Easy gets a really bad rap. People think that things that are easy are sleazy. No. Simplicity. Yes, Tanya. Speed loves simplicity. No, sorry. Success loves simplicity. As simplicity will give you speed. Are you willing to let this be easy? This is not complicated. All I've done is sent people to the website because why? Who here thinks the website is sexy? Put sexy in the chat. Is this website, these products, I want everyone to see this sexiness that's going on, right? Is it not the hottest thing you've ever seen? Why would I want to do? I'm like, go look. Go look. Go look. Okay. Sexy. You're willing for this to be easy? You've got to be. This has been the easiest build I've ever done. This has been stress-free. This has been, I work a full-time job and I'm not saying any of this to like give myself accolades. When you have a product that everyone wants, write in the chat, collapse time. I want you to understand something. There is a way to collapse time. What you want in your business is you want a way to collapse time. There are many ways to collapse time. So what took you 10 years to do is not going to take you 10 years to do, okay? What has taken you 4 years to learn is not going to take you 4 years to grow, okay? So one of the things that you can do to collapse time is learn skills, okay? But this is not that case. This is, can you share what you just learned, and can you share a link? Can you talk to humans and share a link? That's the job description of network marketers. And I'm not making this too simple. This is what we do. This is all I've done for the last week. I have shared a link, okay? But the really amazing thing that collapses time is a product that people want. Do not think my success here is just because I'm Dr. Aaron. What I have done in a week here took me 6 months as the top leader in my last company. I was the top leader there too. I have doubled my income. It took me 6 months. I have doubled my income in a week. Do you want to collapse time? You got a hot product like this that pays 50% commissions. And my friends, you are here at the right time. This collapses time. So when people say this is an easy get rich quick, don't you want to get rich quick instead of get rich slow? Yes, you do. Let's get rich quick and let's collapse time. How many years have you all been in this industry? Put in the chat. We've been in the industry 13 years. Have any of you, 10 years, 2016, 10 years. How many years have you been in the industry? 40. All right, you win, Alan. 6 months, 3 years. Since 1991, 35. It is your time, my friends, to collapse time. Can I get an amen on a Sunday? It's your time. You collapse time. All right, here's something that I have been saying. We are in this sweet spot. Everyone in their neighbors knows someone that's on the shots. The GLP-1 momentum is here. This is not a time where we have to be like, well, let me tell you about what GLPs are. No, unless you're living under a rock, you know what GLPs are. And some people haven't, but like most of the world knows what GLPs are, okay? Who do you know who's on GLPs? Let's just put them in the chat. Oprah, um, everybody, like, because they work, okay? Because they work. Burn this into your brain like a brain tattoo. GLPs are not on trial. So here's the deal. We are 90 days into a pre-launch, but we are not new. This is not a new product of, we'll see if it's really what they think. You already can say, and I've been saying this all week long, we know GLPs work. That's not even up for grabs. Like now we found it in a natural version and it does the same thing, but no negative side effects. So let's rock and roll. I said, go Google GLPs to someone because they had never heard of them. I said, have you heard of Ozempic face? And they're like, yeah, I heard of that. I've seen that. You guys, GLPs are not on trial. Use that. Use that. People know to trust that they work. They also know that they have negative side effects and people don't want to be on, or they want to switch over, blah, blah, blah. Okay. A couple other things I want to share. I want you to really think of this idea in sales that people pay for transformation, not for information. No one joined me because I knew the 4 ingredients. They joined me because I said, hey, do you want to lose weight without the needles? That's the transformation. Do you want to lose weight without losing 40 to 60% of your muscle? Of course you do, because that's what people lose on the shots. 40 to 60% of weight loss comes from their muscle. Muscle's your longevity organ. You do not want to lose muscle. And muscle makes you look hot. You don't want to lose your muscle. Save the muscle. Okay? The information's on the website. You don't need to know any other information. The ingredients are on the website. This is not complicated. So now you all know everything you need to know. Put in the chat room. What do these drops do? You already know. What do they do? This is the transformation you're selling. This is the transformation you're sharing. You don't need to know anything. I didn't even know Dan Putman's last name. Now I do. Of course I should have known him. I'm sorry, Dan. Of course I should have known who you are. Okay, that's not how this works. You don't need to know. They help you lose weight naturally. Yes, Holly. If you were walking around with your friends at coffee, you'd be like, hey, I got to show you something. What would you say these do? These little drops, what would you say they do? These are going to cut out the food noise. This is going to make you stop eating chips. This is going to make you stop eating chips. It shuts off the food noise. This is going to help you lose weight. These are like the shots, but a drop. These are magic drops, magic little skinny drops. You guys, this isn't hype. It totally sounds like hype. I get it. Like, because it's crazy good. You got to keep it simple, you guys. You know what these do. They cut off the food noise. They decrease your appetite. They help you lose weight. They restore your gut. You don't lose muscle. Like, this is what these do. Just lead with what these do. Remember, these help you get the same results as shots without needles, without 40 to 60% muscle loss, without nausea, and without high cost. People are paying on average, the lowest is around $200 for their shots. This is $54.95 when you maintain. It's $129 for 3 bottles in weight loss phase. So write this down, everyone. You're going to want to know this, and then we're going to open it up to Dan. I'm not going to get technical, but this is the one thing I'm going to say. You want the 3 bottles a month for weight loss stage, 3 bottles a month at least. So that's at least the $129 a month, which is way lower than the shots, okay? 3 bottles a month for weight loss. Once a person hits their weight loss target, they can maintain for the rest of their life on $54.95 a month. That's way less than the shots. Do you need to be on this for the rest of your life? I'm not going to be snippy with you, but let me ask you this. This is how you're going to talk to people. You're going to say, if you want the results of magnesium, do you need to be on magnesium for the rest of your life? Post in the chat, yes or no. Thank you for clapping, Alan. If you want the results of vitamin D, do you need to be on it for the rest of your life? Yes or no? If you want the results of fruits and vegetables, do you need to be on fruits and vegetables the rest of your life? Yes or no? If you want the results of exercising, do you need to exercise the rest of your life? Yes or no? Okay. Between us, of course, this is a great business idea that everyone's going to have to be on these for the rest of their life because, hello, recurrent residual income. So 2 other things I want to ask you. Does anyone know what it means to be sovereign? Does anyone know? I want to create a team of leaders who are sovereign. I want to create a team that no one knows who the leader is here. That is my ultimate goal. I do not want this to be the Dr. Aaron show. I don't even need this to be the Dr. Aaron and Garth show. I don't. I don't. I want people to say, who is the leader? I can't figure it out on that team. Self-governing is what sovereign means. I want to create a team in network marketing of, I'm just going to say it, a friend that I work out with, her name's Morgan, and she's never done network marketing. And I was telling her what it is. And she's like, wait, so it's like a bunch of grown ass adults that join a business and run their own business? I'm like, yep, we're a bunch of grown adults who are running their own business. There is an AI machine in your back office. You can ask all of your questions there. You can Google these things. You can ask, you can look in the telegroup. You've got everything you need to know. I've the top enroller. I don't know really anything. You have to believe me. You have to. Garth, have I been up studying? Have I been up studying this stuff?
Oh, heck no.
No, I have not been up studying this stuff. I want you to be sovereign. And the last slide, what is asked of those who go first? Put it in the chat. We are going first. What is asked of people that go first? I love going first. It's not all roses and unicorns, but I love it. I love going first. What does it take to be a trailblazer? What does it take? What is asked of trailblazers? We lead us first. We are fearless, or we move with fear. We move and we are tenacious. We have to have vision. We do the thing before others are doing the thing. We take the lumps and bumps and move forward. Yes. And we take, what else is asked of those who go first? We take ridicule. Oh, what's Dr. Aaron doing now? I've heard that this week. I've also heard you're my MLM hero. So which are you going to listen to? Okay. You go first. You are the tour guide. You're going to have to find some bumps along the way to say, hey, you don't have to go over the bumps. But guess what? You get to go first. And in a binary and massive momentum, that's a big flippin' deal. Okay. I cannot wait to hear from Dan. I am so happy you're here. Thank you for coming. We want to hear like what are we doing? What is this? How did this come to be? Tell us all the things, Dan.
Well, thank you so much. I love your attitude, and I couldn't agree more with you. I literally, for the last probably 2 years, have been so focused on just keeping it easy. I literally saw a meme, and I'd seen the show. It's just interesting how we all are at different points in our life, and different things hit us differently. Because I had seen this movie maybe 3 or 4 times, and then I saw this meme. And I was like, man, where did that come from? It looks familiar. But in the meme, the show is about a boxer named Vinny Pazienza who, and I think it's called like Bleed something. I don't remember the exact name. But the meme comes from the last scene of the movie. And just so that you know, he won the championship a couple times. He got in a horrible car accident, broke his neck. They said he may never walk again. He's definitely never going to fight again. And then he came back and won another championship after the injury that they said he no way he could recover from. And so what she asked him is, what's the biggest lie and deception you've ever been told? What's the biggest lie and deception you've ever been told? And he thinks about it for just about 2 or 3 seconds, and he said, it's not that easy. And she said, well, what's not that easy? He said, no, that's the biggest lie and deception I've ever been told. He said, that's what people tell you when they want you to give up. That's what people tell you when they don't want you to try too hard. But really, it is that easy. You come up with a goal, you come up with a plan, and you just do it. And that's, as soon as I saw that, I've been thinking for years. And my network marketing journey is quite interesting. I got started when I was 18 years old. In 1995, I figured this game out 100%. I believe that there's maybe nobody in the world that knows more about the industry and the exact way to build this as I do. I figured that there's 2 things that are necessary: duplication and retention. And so I really figured, okay, what has to happen exactly to duplicate? What has to happen exactly to retain? I came up with 5 different reasons that people might stay in the business, and I came up with the exact formula of duplication. And I realized that I was playing the wrong game. And I still think, 30 plus years later, that most network marketers, 98, 99% of them, aren't even playing the right game. They don't have the correct understanding. And it's nobody's fault. You have to realize in life, we're kind of going against things that we don't even know. A lot of people don't even know. I mean, I have perceptions and my beliefs of what life's all about. And I think most people don't even know what life's about. I do a test sometimes, and I ask somebody, would you like to be wealthy? Most people say yes. And I say, well, what's your exact plan to become wealthy? 99+% of the population will never have an exact plan. Well, if you don't have an exact plan, how's it going to happen? Guess what? It's not going to happen. Not because it's not possible, because you haven't thought enough about it to actually create a wealth plan. You know, I could ask somebody, if you could drive any car in the world, what car would it be? And then most of them have to think for a while. They don't know. You know, and very rarely will you get somebody that'll say, okay, this is the exact car, this is what it costs, this is the color, this is the interior that I want, these are the tires I want, this is the rims that I want, this is the music I'm going to listen to the first time that I drive it, this is how it's going to smell, this is how it's going to feel, and this is exactly what it's going to cost, and this is how I'm going to get it. That's what I think is so interesting about life, and I've really dug deep down this rabbit hole recently, and I got back into in December between like Thanksgiving and the end of the year. I always focus very um, like what's happened for the last 11 and a half months that's put me in the position that I'm in. What am I going to change, if anything, for the next year? And I start planning that right around Thanksgiving. Okay, what am I going to do for 2026? What worked well in 2025? What didn't work well? What resolutions did I make that I kept? What agreements did I make with myself that I continue to lie to myself and don't keep promises to myself, let alone other people. It's interesting in life. Most of us will keep promises to other people more than we'll keep promises to ourselves. And so I put a lot of thought behind all of these, different things. And I thought, here's the bottom line. One of my favorite sayings, nothing changes if nothing changes. And so I started to realize, you know what, if I want things to happen differently in 2026, I got to do things differently. It can't be the same. And hey, things are going pretty good. I'm not complaining. There's some things that if I could change, I would change. And then you have to realize, well, if you can't change them, then who can? These are things that I think a lot of people don't really think about very often. But I went back and went through some of my favorite books. A lot of these I haven't gone back through for decades. But I saw something on Earl Nightingale, and I went back and looked at The Strangest Secret, and it really opened up my mind even more. And The Strangest Secret, for those of you that have maybe studied it or read it, is basically everything is our mind. It's exactly what I said. If you want to be wealthy, but you don't have an exact plan to be wealthy, you're not going to be wealthy. So everything has to come in your mind first, and you have to look at your mind the same as maybe a garden, a vegetable garden. If I'm going to plant a vegetable garden, I'm going to plant some corn, I'm going to plant some potatoes. If I plant potatoes and I water it and fertilize it and take care of it, it's going to grow potatoes. It's not going to grow carrots. It's never going to grow carrots. It's always going to be potatoes. If I plant carrots, it's going to be carrots. If I plant corn, it's going to be corn. And our mind is really that same way. Our mind is this fertile garden, and we're going to get out of it what we put into it. We're not going to put a bunch of stuff into it and get something else out. And that's the thing that I think a lot of people don't understand. But you also have to realize we've been programmed from the time that we're born through two different processes, the religious system and the education system. And you have to realize that everything in the world is made up. And why is it made up? Why did they make up a calendar? I'm grateful that they did. I'm grateful that all of these things were made up, because I think they're necessary to some degree. But money's made up, language is made up, governments are made up, all of these things are made up. And they're made up for control. And so when you look at why did they create the educational system the exact way that it's created? What do they teach? At least in the United States, but it's pretty similar all around the world. Basically, go to school, get a degree so that you can get a good job and so that you can stay under control. Because if you are working for somebody else, you're under control. They're going to tell you exactly what you're worth. They're putting a worth on you. You're not determining what you're worth. They're telling you when to be to work, when you can go to lunch, when you can go to the bathroom, all of these different types of things. And we've also been taught that everything that we want is difficult. But it's only difficult if we decide it's difficult. That's what you have to understand. And exactly what Dr. Aaron is saying is true. Nothing has to be difficult. My degree is in psychology. I did a ton of studying in the placebo and the anti-placebo. So I ask people this question quite often. In your mind, what determines if a product works? You or the ingredients? Because what are the questions that everybody's asking? Well, what are the ingredients? What if I tell you every ingredient and every source and the exact science and everything, how this works? Is that really going to do anything for you? If I explain to you how this call is working, when we have people all over the country, and in a lot of our calls, we have people all over the world, and I explain the science, how that can connect, and these frequencies and everything going through the air and all the energy and how everything in the world works, you really want to know? I mean, do you really want to know the exact science of the exact enzymes that they use to break these bones and salmon parts down into amino acids and then break it further down into small chain amino acids, which is what peptides are? Peptides are small chain amino acids, which are the signaling molecules of the body. And then I explain, okay, these are the exact small chain amino acids, and these are the signals they send to the brain, and then this is what the brain does, and then these are the hormones that are released, and these are what those hormones do, and this is how everything works. People don't really want to know all of that. They think that they do. Why do they think that they need to know all of that? Because people have told them a bunch of different things. But here's what I can tell you for sure. Your mind has just as much or more to do with any product than any ingredient in the world. If it didn't, there would be no such thing as a placebo, and there'd be no such thing as an anti-placebo. So when I was coming up with the whole concept of what are the 5 reasons that I came up with why somebody would stay on a product, the first one was, well, because they had benefits of the product and it worked. The second one is because they might just be retailing it because it's a hot product or it's an exciting product like GLPs. They're not even taking the product, but they're retailing it. The third reason somebody might stay in is because they're building a team and they're in profit. The fourth one is there's culture and a group and like-minded people, and they just kind of like the feeling, and they like people believing in themselves, and they like hearing about a plan. They like hearing the good news, and they like hearing about excitement. And the fifth one that I came up with is they're on auto ship, and they're probably going to quit if something doesn't happen. But when I was thinking, what can I do personally to make people like the product more? So I went down these 5 reasons why somebody might stay on the product. And then I thought, what could I do? And with my degree being in psychology and really studying placebo and anti-placebo, the first thing that I could do is really tell people to have exact expectations of exactly what you want the product to do. It's interesting to me how many times somebody will take a product and they don't even have expectations of what they want the product to do. Well, then how's it going to do it? How do you want this product to make you feel? I heard so many, I didn't hear, but I did hear. I heard Dr. Aaron reading a lot of the people talking about the food noise and this and that. So if I take this product and I want to slow down that food noise, I'm specifically going to tell my body to use the ingredients, use these peptides to slow down the food noise. Why do I want to slow down the food noise? And it's interesting, the GLP-1 was exactly what everybody's been asking for decades. And then it's funny that sometimes we get exactly what we've been asking for, and we find out that that's not exactly what I wanted. It's like those funny jokes in the memes when people finally get that genie and they get to make the wish, and they wish for this, and then they give exactly what they said, and it's like, no, it's not. I didn't want exactly what I said. You know what I mean? And there's some that are funny and stuff like that, but it's that type of a thing. If I asked you, do you think if we could give you a product that would help you lose weight without changing anything in your lifestyle, would that be big? People would say, of course that would be big. That's what GLP-1 is. GLP-1 is created for you to lose weight without changing anything in your lifestyle, and it works. And it's become the biggest drug in the world in a matter of years. That's how big it is. It's the biggest in the world. So if you're wondering, how big is this? Now you know. It's the biggest thing in the world as far as nutrition. Now, what are the side effects of that? What are the side effects of taking something that you lose weight without changing anything? Does that even make logical sense? If I didn't need to change anything, then I probably might not be overweight. I mean, there's things that can happen, health conditions and problems that people are overweight even if they're exercising, they're not eating bad and stuff like that. It is more complex than just getting in a calorie deficit. But logically, if I lose weight and I don't change anything, does that make very much sense? What exactly is that going to look like? What is weight loss? Well, it's muscle, it's water, and it's fat. Those are the three main things that you're looking at. So do you want to lose weight or do you want to lose fat? Or do you want to lose muscle or do you want to lose water? What exactly do you want to lose? Most people, if you explain it more like that, they're going to say, well, I want to lose fat. Okay, then GLP-1 may not be for you by itself. GLP-1 is going to be a huge part of that. Because part of losing the fat and part of losing weight in general, not just the fat, but weight, is getting in a calorie deficit. And it's much easier to get in a calorie deficit if you're eating less food. So that just makes common sense. Now we get into GLP-2, which is going to help with the gut health. It's going to help with inflammation. It's going to help with better absorption and assimilation of all nutrients. And then you get into GIP, and GIP is what's going to be protecting that lean mass. It's virtually going to be impossible for you to protect any lean mass if you don't control your insulin. Insulin literally, when it's present, is locking down the fat, and it's basically signaling to your body to get your energy from food because it's assuming that you just ate food. But because of the foods that we're eating and all of the preservatives and kind of the non-nutrition in the food, all the processed foods and things like that, most people around the world are insulin resistant, meaning that the body is continually pumping out insulin because it's not giving the effect that insulin is designed to do. Insulin is one of the most anabolic things that are in the world. Anabolic means you're going to grow. And so that's what's happening when insulin is always, it's very difficult to control your weight, virtually impossible to control your weight if you don't control that insulin and make the body insulin sensitive again. So we have to realize that we're trying to get our body working for us, not working against us. Then we need to get in that calorie deficit. Then we need to add some movement and some exercise because exactly what Dr. Aaron said is true. You want to keep as much muscle as you possibly can. It is the longevity organ throughout the body. And then reducing inflammation. It's again, there's studies that have shown every disease has an inflammatory response. And then when they looked into it even deeper, and they're wondering, well, does disease cause inflammation or does inflammation cause disease? And they think that it's the second one more. There's inflammation that is coming before disease. So if you have ingredients that are helping to reduce inflammation throughout the entire body, helping boost the immune system, helping heal the gut, helping absorb all nutrition better, macros and micros. Your macronutrients are typically what you're getting from food. That's your fats, your carbohydrates, and your proteins. And then your body's breaking that down into the micronutrients, which the proteins are being broken down into amino acids, and then you break it down further into small chain amino acids, which are your peptides, which are going to signal the body what to do, tell it what to do, and all of these different types of things. But if you're eating all these processed foods, guess what? It's not breaking anything down into peptides, and it's not telling the body what to do. It's not having any signals that tell you that you're full. It's not having any signals that are telling your body what to do. And that's why peptides are becoming so popular, because of the foods and the things that we're eating. It's such dead food that the body's not getting the signals, and our body is completely confused of what to do. So what's the next step? How are they getting around that? Because if you're just taking nutrition, but your body's not assimilating it and it's not absorbing it, what's it going to do for you? If your body's not in a position to break that down into these peptides and these signaling molecules, then what's going to be signaling the body? The body's going to be in a state of confusion, and it's going to be working against you instead of for you. So now peptides, if you understand, peptides aren't anything crazy. When you're eating protein and you're eating, these different types of things, The body breaks them down into peptides. You don't have to take peptides in order to get peptides. GLPs are naturally occurring things, naturally occurring hormones and things like that in the body. Things that protein affects GLP-1, fiber affects GLP-1. So anything with protein or fiber, you could say is like a GLP-1 type of a product, but they're not necessarily going to be the signaling molecules unless the body breaks them down correctly. And so that's why peptides are so popular right now, because so many people's bodies not working the way that it should. So now all of a sudden you're just skipping all of this process and you're just giving the body the signaling molecules and telling the body what to do. And again, the upside is that they do work. The downside is there's different peptides for everything that you can imagine. And most of the peptides are shots, and peptides are a very gray area, at least in the United States, but in most of the world, that they're not legal. That's why they're not legal to sell. That's why you see all of the peptide online stores and things like that that say for research purposes only, not for human consumption. And the other big problem that we have, you look at this GLP-1, that's not available to general public. You can't just go and say, hey, I would like a GLP-1 product from the doctor. Now you can go get peptide, semaglutide, and things like that through that gray area where you're saying, oh, okay, I'm going to get it for research purposes only. And I'm not going to inject this. It's only for, well, maybe I'm going to research on myself. I don't know. They don't ask a whole bunch of questions. And so the thing that's going on is if I'm not type 2 diabetic, pre-diabetic, or severely overweight, I'm not getting a GLP-1 from the doctor. And there's no way my insurance is going to cover it. So here's what's interesting. Type 2 diabetes, pre-diabetic, and people being severely overweight is such a massive problem worldwide that only people that have those conditions are the only ones that have had access to these GLP-1s legally, and it's still become the #1 pharmaceutical in the world. Now, what we do is we're opening it up to the entire world because there's so many more benefits to GLP-1, there's so many more benefits to GLP-2, there's so many more benefits to GIP than just the weight loss. Weight loss is a big benefit, but even if somebody's at their ideal weight, these are products that they'll want to take forever, exactly like Dr. Aaron said. That's what's so amazing about this. You're always going to want to control inflammation. You're always going to want to help stuff to heal the gut and help with better absorption and assimilation. You're always going to want to help boost the immune system. You're always going to want to help control cravings and control food noise. You're always going to want to help control the whole fight that we have with the insulin resistance and the insulin sensitivity and controlling our blood sugar. Those are things that every human being wants to do. But our minds have been set at such a weird thing by other people's ulterior motives of what they want from us. What do you think people want from us if you're looking at what is the goal? Again, I don't want to start conspiracy theories or anything, but if the goal is to control, what do they want? They want people that are overweight. They want people that are depressed. They want people that are lazy. They want people that are low energy. That's exactly what they want. They don't want they don't want men with high levels of testosterone and everybody in great shape and everybody with a bunch of energy and all of these types of things. That's much, much, much more difficult to control. So they're giving this narrative. And what's so exciting about this little product right here is not only is the information that we're giving and the information on the website and all of that, but there's the studies that are proving it. So it's exactly like Dr. Aaron said, this isn't up for debate. This isn't somebody can say, well, I don't know if it works. What if it doesn't work for me? Well, if that's your thoughts, it's probably not going to work for you. What if it does? Who decides if it works for you? I mean, that's how crazy the world is. How do I know if it's going to work for me? Well, the first way is who decides if it works for you? How do I know if this business is going to work? I don't know. Maybe make a decision. Whose decision is it if the business works or it doesn't work? Life's a very interesting thing. I'll have people come to me as the owner of the company saying, I really want this to be my last build. I don't want to do anything else. Okay, fantastic. Whose decision is that? Is it my decision? If it's my decision, okay, fantastic, get your last bill. I want to make a whole bunch of money. I want you to make a whole bunch of money. We're on the same team. Whose decision is that? If it's my decision, I want to pay every single one of you unlimited money. It's your decision. And I love the whole conversation that Dr. Aaron had to start this off. Because I came up with 3 questions that I asked people before I signed them up. And I think that you really have to understand this. Is if you're looking at a system, in order for a system to work, there has to be very specific things in place or it will not work. And I'll explain that, and then I'll get into the questions, and then I'll turn it over to Demetrius and them. So let's look at the educational system. The educational system gives assignments. And if those assignments had no due date, when would anybody do them? They would never do them. So the educational system says, okay, we have to give assignments, we have to give a due date. If they gave an assignment with a due date, but they didn't grade them, how much time would you spend on that paper? How accurate would you make sure that every answer is? Probably not very accurate. So not only do you have to have an educational system in order for that to work, they have to have assignments, they have to have due dates, and they have to have accountability. If the secret to building a network marketing business was a system with exact step-by-step directions in every single person's back office, step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I'd already be a multi-billionaire. That does not work. Everybody thinks that, okay, if I had an exact system, I would follow it. No, they wouldn't. People would not follow a system if it's just in the back office. If we have videos, why would I say that? Is there anything in today's world that you can't find the information on? Do we struggle because of lack of information? Or is it because of lack of action? And you know, playing the circumstance game. How many people think that your circumstances determine your success rate? How many people think your circumstances determine if you're happy? How many people think it's your circumstances that determine if you feel at peace? If you think it's your circumstances, then that means you have no control. Is happiness a decision? Is peace a decision? What is all of this? How does it all work? So in order to have a system, you have to understand the parts of the system or it'll never work. So I have to have a assignment with a due date with accountability. Now the difficulty becomes the accountability, because what can I hold them accountable to? If myself and Dr. Aaron and Garth were going to partner and we were going to start a McDonald's franchise, and we said, hey, you know, I've done a bunch of research and they have almost 100% success rate. It's going to cost about 1.5 million. Let's put up the money and let's start a McDonald's. And we do that. McDonald's can make sure that you follow their system, because there's things that are a little different. First off, we wouldn't even be spending the 1.5 million if we wasn't already about 99% sure it was going to work. So we're going into it with very high confidence. And why do we have high confidence? Because they have a proven model and it's worked for all of these other people, so it's going to work for us also. Because that's how the world works. It's how the universe works. Once you understand things, everything becomes a little bit easier. I've thought that, without getting into spirituality and religion and things like that, one of the things that I personally truly believe is that if each and every one of us on this call, let me see how many, there's 30 some people on this call, if we actually understood who we was, everything in life would be easy. I think when you know we pass from this life and things move on, I think one of the biggest surprises is we're going to be like, this is who I am. Man, if I would have known that, everything would have been simple. I think that the human race is so strong and so amazing that they said, hey, take all of our memories, take everything away from us, put us in any circumstances, and let me see what I can do. Because it's just like if you were playing a sport and there is no competition at all, and no matter what, you beat everybody by 100 points, it wouldn't even be fun. There's no competition. So if you knew who you were and every obstacle, everything that you think is difficult in life, if none of those happened, what's the point? If there aren't bad things, then there aren't good things. If there aren't good things, there's not bad things. It's all part of this experience of life. But what I found, in order for a system to work, the only thing that I have the ability to hold anybody accountable to is their word. The only way I can hold them accountable to their word is if I ask them questions before they join. So the 3 questions that I didn't come up with this last week. I came up with this in 1995. So in 1995, I came up with 3 questions that I asked people before they joined. The first one, because just like Dr. Aaron was talking to one of her friends, and they said, so this is just a bunch of, grown people doing businesses? Yeah, that's exactly what it is. And we get to determine, we're in a leveraged business that you can leverage unlimited and truly make unlimited income. So we have the ability to write our own check. So if that's the first thing, if you're the CEO and you have access to unlimited money, what are you going to pay yourself monthly? And so that's the first question I'm going to ask people, and I'm going to get a number from them. I hear anywhere from 5,000 to 500,000 per month, sometimes more. A super common answer when I first started was 10,000 a month. I still hear that quite often, but I'm hearing 100,000 a month almost as often as I'm hearing 10,000 a month. So, times have changed in the last 30 plus years that I've been doing this for a living. But whatever it is, let's just say that it's $40,000 per month. That's what you would pay yourself if you could write the check and it's going to clear every single month. And then the next question, well, would you like to do that the easy way or the hard way? Almost everybody says the easy way. And I agree. If it's our choice, why would we do it the hard way? And then the last thing is, if you had an exact system to follow, and it would never take any more than 2 or 3 hours a day, would you follow it? Almost 100% of the people give me a number, say they want to do it the easy way, and then they say they would follow a system. Now that I've asked them those questions and I have those answers, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give them their first assignment. So I give them their first assignment with the due date. And if they don't do it, now I have something to hold them accountable to. Now I can say, remember when I asked you if you had an exact system to follow, you said you'd follow it. And I gave you the first assignment, which is about 15 minutes, and you didn't even do it. I mean, do you actually want to make that $40,000? Do you want to do it the easy way? We have the exact game plan. Let's do it. And all the assignments that I give, I try and make sure that none of them take any more than about 10 minutes to do. That way, if they don't do it and I call to hold them accountable, I can just say, hey, let's just do it right now. It's only going to take 5 minutes. It's only going to take 10 minutes. And then I have a much better chance of pushing them through the business. And then when people understand, the aha moment for me came when I saw that story. What would you rather have, $1 million right now or a penny doubling every day for a month? And then I started seeing that, and in 30 days it's $5 million, and 31 days it's $10 million. And then I started thinking, I'm like, man, how can I apply that to network marketing? And I started looking, okay, I don't think people could maybe sign up one person a day, but one person a week, one person every 2 weeks, 3 weeks, one person a month. You wouldn't even have to be good to sign up one person a month. So then I started looking at, well, what if I did this one person per month? And then my only goal is to teach other people to sponsor one person a month. What would this look like? Would this go 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, 256? What? And then I'm like, no, it's way better. It doesn't go 1, 2, it goes 1, 3. It doesn't go 2, 4, it goes 3, 7. It's almost twice as much. So even if it was monthly, I go 30 months, it's almost 10 million people. That's as big as any company in the world in 2.5 years. I go 36 months, it's 640 million people. I go 3.5 years, it's the entire world's population. And so then I literally, in 1995, I made the decision that I was going to get wealthy, and I worked out the exact game plan of how I was going to do it. Because it literally is a decision. putting an exact game plan, and then following the game plan. And I looked at two things. I looked at signing up one person per month and duplicating that. And I also looked at signing up two people, because the first company I was ever in back in February of 1993 was also a binary. So the binaries have that two people. So I also looked at if I signed up two people and I never signed up a third, fourth, or fifth, but I taught them to also sign up two and them also to sign up two, what would that look like? And here's the interesting thing. It's even better. If I sign up two people and never a third, and I teach them to sign up two, and I teach them to sign up two, in 32 months, barely 2.5 years, I have the entire world. If I could sign up two people in a week, in 32 weeks, I have the entire world. I mean, come on. Is it possible to sign up two people in a week, Dr. Aaron? You signed up like 38 people in a week. Is it possible to sign up two people in 48 hours? You realize if you signed up two people in 48 hours on a single bottle of product and they did the same thing, you would make in the neighborhood of $1 million your first month. How difficult is it to sign up two people on the hottest product in the history of the world in 48 hours? If they could do it and they could do it and they could do it, in 1 month, your income would be almost $1 million. 1 month. So these are the numbers that for now 30 years have driven me crazy. Because I'm like, how is it humanly possible that I cannot figure out how to teach people to make 1 sale per month? Because if I could teach people to make 1 sale per month, I've been doing this for 30 years, 30 plus years. 3.5 years, I have the entire world. So that get rich quick, you can get rich quick because of massive leverage. There is not a business in the world that has more leverage potential than a network marketing business. Everything, again, in financial freedom and time freedom only happens through leverage. There's nothing that can be leveraged more than this. And here's the interesting part. You make all the decisions. You decide how hard it is. You decide how easy it is. Like if I was going to break this down and I said, let's just play the easy game, because we decide, right? Let's just play the easy game. Do you know two people that want an extra $10,000 every month coming to their house? No other questions. Question for person A. Would you like an extra $10,000 a month coming to your house every single month for the rest of your life? Yes or no? How many people do I have to ask that question to get two people to say yes? Probably less than 10. And then I said, okay, there's one catch. They also have to find two people to want 10,000, and those people have to find two people to want 10,000. Is that going to be difficult? There's 8 billion people in the world. How many of them want an extra 10,000 a month coming to their house every single month for the rest of their life? How long would it take you to find two? Most people are going to say less than an hour. Well, guess what? In about 6 hours, 7 hours, you've made more than your 10,000. In the first day, you've made hundreds of thousands. In the first day and a half, you have the entire world in your organization. But we've let other people sell us a different narrative, that it's very difficult, that everything's hard. It's hard to get rich. You have to wake up at 4 in the morning. You have to manifest. You have to meditate for hours. You have to read every book. You have to go to every seminar. You have to do all these things. Or you can make the decision and decide, I don't have to do any of that. I just need to find two people who want to make an extra 10,000 a month every single month for the rest of their lives. Show them how to find two people, how to find two people, how to find two people. Ask them if they want to do it the easy way or the hard way. The easy way or the hard way is one of the most powerful questions you can ask. Because as soon as they start asking me questions on the product or the compensation plan or any of this, I can say, excuse me, I thought you said you want to do it the easy way. Now you're making the decision you want to do it the hard way? Because there is a hard way. And there's been companies for the last 100 years that have done it the hard way. And we know the success rate. We know on the hard way about 2% of the people are successful. It's still very fair because you decide if you're one of the 2%. Nobody else decides. So if you want to be successful and you want to do it the hard way, and you want to make the decision that you're one of the 1 or 2%, then let's do it the hard way. And then I can start explaining every ingredient and what a peptide is, and what a small chain amino acid is, and what a signaling molecule is, and what GLP-1 is, and GLP-2 and GIP, and how everything works in the body, and how the liver works, and how this works, and how everything functions. Then I can explain every aspect of the compensation plan and make sure that they understand it, that they can explain it. We can sit there for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours every single day with working on presentations and working on call scripts and calling each other and calling our upline and doing trainings all the time to make sure that we all know the scripts and we all know all the rebuttals and we all know all of these things, and that you can draw a perfect circle and you can draw the numbers right, and you can work on a whiteboard without smearing things across it, and you know how a projector works, you know how all of these things work. We can do it the hard way, or we can do it the easy way. You said you wanted to do it the easy way. If you had said the hard way, I'd have said, well, you don't qualify to work with me. I'm only looking for people that want to do it the easy way. The hard way, why would we want to do it the hard way? Because the easy way is too easy? Well, let's make all the money that we want in this life the easy way. And if that was too easy, then we can go back and do it again and do it the hard way. So I don't want to go on. I probably already went on way too long and maybe didn't explain anything about the company or the anything, but I do want to let people know the reason I'm so excited about this is, again, we have the hottest product in the world. We have an all-natural version. It's at a price point that people all over the world can afford. People all over the world know about it. I was just doing meetings in Mexico and down in Latin America. Airport in Mexico City, airport in Guadalajara, airport in Guatemala, all had signs for Ozempic. It's everywhere. It's everywhere in the world. There's nothing hotter. But we don't have to go to a doctor. We don't have to go to a pharmacy. We don't have to inject a needle. We can sell this all over the world from our cell phone. We can give every single person that wants the benefits the benefits. We don't have to do the gray area for research purposes only. And we can allow people to completely control their time and their finances. So if you're going to look at, as a human being, what are your most valuable assets? Not getting in just you as an individual, not getting into your family, your spiritual beliefs and things like that. I'd say two of them are for sure your health and your time. Here's another thing that's interesting in life, and the reason I think life is so fair is because the only things of true value are free. No matter how much money, you can't buy them. How much money does a second cost? How many people have more than 24 hours in a day? Every person has the exact amount of time in every single day. A second's a second, a minute's a minute, an hour's an hour. You can't buy any of those things. You can't buy happiness. You can't buy peace. People think they can. So many people think, oh, if I just had this, if I just had more money, then I'd be happy, then I'd feel peace. And then they get the money, and then they get the car, they get the house, and then they realize you can't buy happiness. It's a decision. You can't buy peace. It's a decision. What does money do? Money provides experiences. How important is that? Well, it's what life's all about. We live in 2026. We have the ability to be anywhere in the world within the next 30 hours or so. And there's no better way to experience things than to actually go there and do it. Watching a video is not the same. the energy, the smell, the everything. It's amazing. There's so many amazing things to do. And so my goal is to provide opportunity to people all over the world so that they have the ability to facilitate change in their life. Because change only happens through opportunity. You can't snap your fingers and everything changes. Opportunity has to be present. And so that's what we're doing. We're giving people the opportunity to facilitate the changes that they're looking for, whether that's changes in their health, changes in their control of their time, changes in their finances, or all of the above. And then we have an exact system and an exact game plan to help them do it. What do they need to do? They just need to make a decision. How much money do you want? Doesn't matter the number they say. I can show them. Let me explain this really quick. The first thing in this business, get 2 people, that qualifies you for unlimited commissions. The second thing, help your 2 qualify for unlimited commissions, that puts you in profit. That's what we want to duplicate. 2 get 2. To get to 6 figures a year, you need to duplicate that 4 times. To get to 7 figures a year, you need to duplicate that 6 times. To get to 8 figures a year, you need to duplicate that 8 times. I have not had anybody yet tell me that they need to make more than $1 million per month, but if they do, duplicate it 16 times, you have the entire world. That's the maximum. The maximum you can duplicate this is 16 times because that's the entire world population. It's not possible to duplicate any more. But duplicating it 4 times will get you to 6 figures, 6 times will get you to 7 figures, 8 times will get you to 8 figures. 8 figures is $1 million a month. How hard is that for me to explain? Okay, what you want to write that check? That check's $40,000. Okay, we need to do this somewhere between 5 and 6 times. How long is it going to take you to get your 2 people? How long is it going to take them to get their 2? A month? Okay, it's going to take you a month to get your 2 people. It's going to take them a month to get their 2. So each level of duplication is 2 months. If it's going to take us between 5 and 6, it's going to take us between 10 and 12 months for you to get that extra $50,000 per month, $60,000 per month, whatever that number is that you came up with. No matter what time they come up with, no matter if somebody's saying that it's going to take them more than a month to get 2, they're just not going to try. There's no reason for it to take more than a month. So, but if it does take more than a month, it takes 3 months. 3 months, if it takes everybody 3 months, that means each step is 6 months to duplicate. You're still going from 0 to $1 million per year faster than somebody's going from a freshman in college to a graduate in college. And how many people graduate from college with more than $100,000 a month income? Not very many. What's easier, to get 2 people in 3 months and teach somebody else how to get 2 people in 3 months? Or to go pay somebody hundreds of thousands of dollars to get an education and a certificate, and now go get a job competing against a whole bunch of other people that have that same education and same certificate that you have? Or you can just follow a system that takes no more than 2 or 3 hours a day, help market the hottest product in the history of the world, use the latest AI technology to help you become a better marketer, and find 2 people in whatever time period and teach them to do the same. That's literally this entire business. So anyways, I'm going to be quiet. Demetrius, Dr. Aaron, anybody take over, or I'll keep talking.
Can everyone please unmute themselves and say thank you, Dan?
Thank you so much, Dan. This has been amazing.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you, Dan.
Thanks, Dan.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dan. So incredible.
Oh,
Amazing.
thank you so much, Dan. That was incredible. I said I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight, Dan. All right, we're going to stick around for all of you. If you have any questions, if you want to hear from our leaders, anything, if you need to go, we'll see you on the next one and we'll learn together this next week and we'll all get 2 people. All right, we'll open it up. This is Demetrius. Demetrius.
Aaron, do you want to stop the recording for the Q&A?
No,
Okay.
I think I'll keep it going.
All
Thanks.
right. Well, I'm gonna send Zachary down for them to start making their cookies.
Okay.
All right.
First of all, I want to thank Dan for getting on, guys. You guys can see how many of you guys could feel his passion, his heart, his soul when he talks. And just so you guys know, that's the reason I came back to work with Dan, because of his philosophy. Because, first of all, he's one of the smartest people that I know. Bro, you might be the smartest person that I know, Dan, to be honest. I mean, you might be the smartest person I know. Number one. Number two, one of the most generous people and genuine people I have ever met in my entire life.
Wow.
And I'm like, wow, this guy is he's an owner of a company. And you can feel his heart and soul. You can feel his passion for what he does and wanting to help people. And truly, like, genuinely wanting to provide opportunity and make a difference in people. And I've not met very many people that take so much pride in that. And like, we're going to make a difference and we're going to change the world. I mean, he gives away cars every 6 months. I don't know how many of you even know that, right? But he gives away cars to people, as well as always looking for ways to improve, helping people win through the duplication model of getting 2 people in your first 48 hours, wanting to like put everything he has into making a difference. And that's why I came back. I should have never left. Dan, I love you, brother. I apologize for leaving the first time around. It was a terrible mistake. We all learn through things, and that was something I learned through. But how many of you guys are ready to have an amazing 2026? Drop a 1 in the comments and say me. Claim it right now, because you got to claim it. If one of the things I took away, because I'm just sitting there so many moments, I'm like, yep, absolutely. Me, did it the hard way so much. Why? Why do we do it the hard way? Right? Because I think a lot of times we create a scenario in our mind that these are the people that we want to get in for our benefit or whatever. We want it more than they want it for themselves. But we have to understand, like, whoever wants to run here it's open, but it has to be their choice. So I said in the comments, like, amateur sell, professional sort, we are in a sorting business. Every single day we have an opportunity to find people that want to run. Somebody once said, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him what? Drink. So what are we looking for as business partners? We're looking for thirsty horses, baby. That's what we're looking for. How do we know if a horse is thirsty? Well, if you bring the horse to the water, it's not drinking. Is that horse thirsty? No, it's not thirsty, right? If you introduce the opportunity to somebody and they're sitting on it and we're doing too much selling. We're trying to convince them. If you have to convince somebody to join you, guess what you're going to have to do every single day? You're going to have to convince them to work it every single day, right? No, we don't want that. So I love the mentality of like, yeah, we can make this easy. And the reason it's not easy is because we get in our own way. And that's the bottom line, right? And so I know for a fact what we have is going to change a lot of people's lives from a product standpoint. I love listening to Dan, guys, because every time he talks, I'm like, okay, I need to take another drop of this stuff because this stuff is incredible. So I'm over here like, getting more of it. When he says this is the most impactful product in the history of products, like I believed him, and now I'm starting to see it. This is actually that product. So if you combine the product that we have, the opportunity that we have, the debt-free company that we have, the heart and soul of the company right there, looking to really empower people to make a difference, does that raise your belief level in what you're doing? How many of you had your confidence level raise after tonight watching this Zoom? I hope every single one of you can say, my confidence was here because I was excited. Now my confidence is here. And guess what? That's going to make the biggest difference in your guys' organization in 2026. Because imagine this scenario right now. If I told you, Dan said, here's what I'll tell you what Dan basically said. You cannot fail when you're working with me in this company. That's what he said. But can you guys imagine 2026? Can you imagine where you would be? Can you imagine how you would show up every single day if you knew you could not fail? Would you show up differently than you did yesterday? Be honest. If you knew you could not fail, how many more people would you talk to every single day? What would your social media look like? You're not going to be embarrassed to post about network marketing if you knew you could not fail. He basically just told us all that. I'm putting my money on Mr. Dan Putnam, triGLP, Origin. I'm putting my money on the leadership that's on this call. We've got a top producing diamond, Michelle Sambrana, Dr. Aaron and her husband. These guys are crushing it. Too many great leaders to even name. Does that kind of firepower, does that kind of backing increase your confidence? The whole purpose of the Zoom, you guys, tonight was to have your confidence skyrocket through the roof so that your action, because when you take action, right, your results are going to start to match. My confidence is at an all-time high. I'm ready to run. We're looking for people who want to run, who want to do it the easy way, and who want to go out and make history with us. And if that's you guys, you're in the right place. We are absolutely going to crush this thing. I know for a fact what we're going to do with this. And I hope after tonight, your confidence is so high that every single day you're going to start showing up as if you're the top leader in the company, as if this is your company, as if what you have is going to change people's lives. And this is like the thing that they've been praying about for their entire life. Because I know people in their 60s that are still working a 9-to-5 that have no hope of retirement. I know people in their 70s that are still doing the same, 50s, whatever it is. We have an opportunity to impact those families and make a difference in their lives. So let's go out there and let's give it to them. And, you know, if they say no, it's all good. They're not thirsty. That doesn't mean that next week they won't be thirsty or next month they won't be thirsty. So we spend our time with those people, and I'm fired up. Dr. Aaron, you got me fired up because you're on fire, and that is contagious. That momentum is contagious. Dan, thanks again for that. And that's all I wanted to say, you guys. I love you guys. I love this opportunity, and I'm excited to see this team go to the top.
Thank you, Demetrius. Everyone give him a round of applause. He's here for us. Michelle, we want to hear from you. I want you to.
Hi, everybody.
I want you all
Sorry.
to know Michelle.
Hi. Sorry, I've been muted because we got this big snowstorm over here and they've been cleaning up outside and all I hear is snow blowers. It's
Tell us what you love about Origin
got like a
and
foot
how
of
long
snow.
you've been here and what you think.
Awesome. So I actually have been with the company for a while. I was with the company back in 2020. I left actually with Demetrius to go help him open his company. And then I came back with him back here. So I came back to Be Epic in February to help launch the collagen that they had, which I do love. But when in October, when Demetrius have this new GLP product coming, I was like, oh, I'm all in for that because I am one that was a little scared of the shots. Like I was, you know, it just wasn't for me. I'm nothing against them. It just wasn't for me. And so I was really excited to see, a GLP-1 support with the GLP-2 and the GIP. Like I knew all the benefits for it. So when he was like, you want to try it? I'm like, yep, I'm in. I want to try it. So when I first got it, you know, I'm actually in menopause and I'm in young menopause, but I'm in menopause. And so when I first started trying it, I couldn't believe that the meno headaches that I got were wiped away. And I don't know if any of you guys, what stages you're in, but when that happened, I didn't think about anything else, any of the other benefits. I knew that this was something I wanted to be on just for that reason, that was gone. Because those meno headaches are no joke, you know? So I was really excited about that. I lost 6 pounds in 2 weeks when I was on the trial and I was like, oh, this is going to be a game changer. So I couldn't wait. Then we had the 2 drops, which were awesome. We had 2 different drops in November. So I don't know if you guys know, but we had 2 drops in November 11th and Black Friday. We sold out both of those. We sold obviously we're still in pre-launch, but just as of like, I think the end of December, we sold over 20,000 bottles and $1 million in sales just in our first, I don't know, 6 weeks of pre-launch. So that was like quite amazing, right? And we're still in pre-launch. We're still going. We have the cool stuff in the back office, like Closer. I don't know if you guys have set up your Closer yet, but that's really cool because it's an automated system that works for you. It's posting for you. It's doing all the things for you. It even answers people. So like if somebody asks on the post, like for info, it even messages them. So it's a really cool system. We have some videos up if you guys need help setting that up, but I definitely would suggest trying it out because Instagram comes free. So I would definitely try that out and see if you like that. And you can add on other social medias as well. So I wanted to make sure everybody knew about that. But I'm really just enjoying my experience. I'm enjoying seeing everybody's experience. Like the product in itself is really just amazing. There's so many people out there that are like myself, nothing against the shots, but I just didn't want to do them. You know what I mean? Like it was more something like that. I didn't want to do the shots. So there's a lot of people out there. There are people that have a fear of it. There are people that fear the side effects. There are people that just don't want synthetics. There's so many different. And here we have that solution for those people. We also have a solution for people that are microdosing, because I don't know if you guys know, but when you're microdosing on the shots, that's a maintenance stage. So there are people that maybe they don't want to up their dose, but maybe they want to lose more weight. And now here you go. Okay, you could stay microdosing, add the shots in. Add the drops in, and then you could stay microdosing, or maybe you want to come off the shots and you can bring the drops in and wean yourself off the shots. So there's so many benefits to this product and so many different ways to talk to all the different people that are coming at you with those different scenarios and situations. So pay attention to the testimony group, because you guys, there are testimonies pouring in there with all different things. When you're in that group, if you look up at the top, there's like a magnifying glass. You can literally put keywords in there and find testimonies, maybe that have keywords of menopause or blood sugar or whatever it may be. And you can search things like that, which is awesome too. Feel free to add your testimony. When you get your drops, we want to know about your day 1, your day 3, your day 5, your week 1. Put that all in there. That's a testimony group that we're all sharing together. And it's so important that we all put all of our initial and all of our ongoing testimonies in there, because we're not only entertaining our own invites, you're entertaining everybody. So everybody in there is almost like a group that we're all helping each other with. So use that to your advantage, because that's like the biggest third-party verification that you could get. And anytime somebody posts in there, that's helping you with another touch, another exposure for them. And, for those who have been in network marketing, that sometimes it takes like 8 to 15 exposures before someone actually purchases. Well, that group's helping you. Right? It's helping you with those exposures every time they see another testimony pop in their newsfeed. So definitely use that to your advantage. And I'm just really excited to be here. I'm really excited to see you guys growing. We're here to help you guys. And if you have any questions, definitely pop them in there and let us know.
Thank you, Michelle. I wanted you all to meet her. You can reach out to her. She's so helpful. Tanya, I didn't ask you to do this, but would you end with some parting words of inspiration or whatever's on your heart? I've been so grateful for you. Thanks for all your help.
Absolutely. So what my story is I've been praying for something like this for a long, long time. And when Laura shared this, I was like, what is this? And I knew I needed it. And she shared it with me, and I have to share my first day on it. So some of you know, my father had 2 strokes 2 years ago. And so we were in the hospital and I wasn't sleeping, and I had a cold and from the hospital. And I was like, all I want is to sleep. And the first night I took it, I slept like 8 hours, and I woke up the next morning and my immune system was 90% better, and I was blown away. And I knew that this was something special. And so I went on along my day. I had natural energy and the mental clearness. I love that the most. And then I waited a few days and I actually reached out to Dan, and I was like, Dan, does this help with immune system? And he's like, yes. And by that Sunday evening, I was 100% better. So I was receiving more benefits than I actually knew. And I knew that this product was special and unique. And it's been a really fun journey in sharing it, as building the team and sharing it with others and helping them physically and financially. And so I'll end it with just be you and share it the simple way. because it's really a big blessing. And like Aaron said, be the first in sharing it, because I shared it with Erin and look how far she's grown. The Lord is really blessing her in this community, and I'm very excited. And if you need any help, please reach out because we're all here to help you.
Ah, thank you, Tanya. Love you all. I'm going to respect everyone's time, and we're going to end there. We'll see you when we see you next, everyone. We are the OGs. This was the OG meeting. Drop it like it's hot, everybody. We'll see you next time. Bye, everyone. Mwah. Bye.